You were telling me that cold email is in fact not dead, and that in the past month alone, you generated $46,000 in closed deals strictly through cold email. What's going on, guys? Andre Hako Jr. here from List Kit and Client Ascension, back with another case study interview. Here with my friend Daavi. What's going on, brother?
Dude, great to be here. Huge fan of all things CA, all things CB, and all things Andre. So great to be here and
Let's go, bro.
excited
Let's
to,
go.
excited to speak highly about ListKit and everything and tell the story. Let's do it.
Oh, dude, appreciate your time. Yeah, let's just dive right in. So we were talking a bit off camera before this just to confirm the numbers and the results. And you were telling me that cold email is in fact not dead, and that in the past month alone, you generated $46,000 in closed deals strictly through cold email. So kind of break that down for the audience. Is that true? Is it a myth? What's happening here?
100% true. And we're doing, so just for a little context on the offer, our business is MD Can Help. We take physicians that are burned out, that are kind of dreading work, that aren't getting what they want out of their career. And for money Twitter guys that, put 6 months in on a biz op and then start crying because it didn't work. The doctors were in training for over a decade. And then they finally get to this position and they're ready to start making big boy bucks and they're ready to start, having the career that they really dreamed of. And they got more patients in less time, and they got administrative bullshit they need to deal with, and they have all this perfectionism and overwork and stuff they learned in training that now they need to unlearn. And so we have a very dynamic, specialized coaching program that helps them with it. We emailed, a whole bunch of surgeons, a whole bunch of chief medical officers, a whole bunch of regular physicians, sent them a sales asset, got them booked for triage calls and then final calls. And packages range from about 5K all the way up to 20K. And last month we closed an 18 bagger, a couple 10 baggers, and I don't remember exactly how it rounded up, but $46,000, which was half our big chunk
I
of
was
revenue.
just gonna say, so like, what's the distribution? Because I know you're a marketing guy too. Like you're saying, you're on TikTok, you're on some of the different social media channels. So like, how does cold email compare to some of the other channels you're using to grow your businesses?
So we're just getting started with paid, and I think paid's gonna rip really well for us too. Cold email is nice because for some of these more niche positions, like ListKit gave us the ability to get in front of chief medical officers. I don't think Meta would let us do that,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's really beneficial because some of our businesses quasi B2C hitting that coach or that CMO and saying, hey, we'll get you out of burnout. Some of it's B2B and we get a big contract with the hospital and like, hey, we're going to coach all the doctors under you. And so that's not possible, I don't think through content or through paid ads. Maybe a little bit you could do through referrals, but cold email has been a game changer for our business because we've been able to just consistently book calls every month. It's revenue we can count on. I think it's been between 25 and 46K month to month to month since we've started this. And it's ripping for us. So
that's huge.
call the fake news police because it's not
We
a
gotta
running
get
bit.
some fact checkers in here, bro.
Gotta get the fact checkers.
But no, so like, what's interesting to me is like, it sounds like you're not a cold email expert, right? Like you're not someone that's been doing cold email for the last 3 or 4 years, kind of like
No.
we have over at Client Ascension and ListKit. So like, you're new to cold email, which is really cool to see how a channel that you're so new to can work as well as it has. And so kind of break down like how you got into cold email, like how you heard about cold email and how long you've been doing it for, and if the results have always been this good.
Yeah, so we bought CA's placement offer. I don't know if that offer still exists, but we bought that in January.
Yeah, it's kind of like our done for you cold email setup offer now, where we just like
Yeah,
build the system, give it to you, and show you how to run it.
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, I knew we needed to do something. Paid ads, was kind of on my radar. Cold email was on my radar. It seemed like you guys put together a really compelling offer and it just made a lot of sense. And I think like at the beginning, I could really overthink the scripts, but at the end of the day, if you got a good offer with social proof and you're sending it to people who are in pain, then they're gonna, and you got to make it easy for them to book the call, but then they book the call and you got to sell them, and there are people in pain that have email addresses, believe it or not. So you get with a cold email and sell to them.
Yeah, it's cool. Like when you really break down cold email, because it gets a really bad rep, and I think people overcomplicate it. It's really as simple as deliverability, making sure the email gets in the inbox, and then not just any inbox, but like you're talking about, like the right person's inbox, like the CMO or the surgeons or the specific decision makers for your offer. And then once it's in that person's inbox, do you write a script or an email that's compelling enough with an offer that gets them excited or that gets them thinking that you could help solve some of their pain points enough to the point where they're interested in booking a call to learn more. And that's the whole process
That's
boiled down.
right.
And cold email is just so effective to do that. And I think what's cool about cold email, like we run paid ads. So like full transparency, we also run paid ads. We do all the different types of marketing channels. I don't think you should just stick to one, but I think cold email, at least from our experience and seeing like with clients like you guys, the ROI is unbeatable. Like you cannot
Same.
find an ROI like you see with cold email. Because like paid ads, you're probably spending like we're running really effective paid ads right now, and we're booking anywhere from $200 to $500 cost per call. If you do the math on like a cold email campaign, it's fractions of that, like $30 to $50. And the calls are just as qualified, maybe even more qualified because you're going direct to the decision makers. So maybe
Yeah.
speak on like what you've seen in terms of an ROI, like how much are you spending on cold email every month? What does the team look like? What softwares are you using
Yep.
to produce a $46,000 return, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say it's about a 10x. So we pay our cold email specialist a percentage, like basically a setter's commission. And then between list kit leads, the domains, Microsoft, Smart Lead, et cetera, I'd say all in, it's about 10% of that 46K. So a 10x ROAS in a service-based business, I'm not complaining. You know what I mean? It's going great. I think one kind of frontier for us is if we can, there's a million doctors in the United States, there's only so many surgeons and CMOs. And so when we can get a compelling campaign in front of baseline physicians, that's kind of what would explode it, because we actually like eventually, probably in the next 2 or 3 months, we'll have to start retargeting on surgeons and CMOs. But it's fun. And the specialist you gave me, Owen, is incredible. We're really good thought partners with it, and we'll kind of bounce ideas and work out scripts. And Christian was really helpful in kind of the scripting process too. And it's just kind of a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you get in people's inbox and, you know, deliverability, like you said. But like if you emailed me with something I really needed and you made it sound kind of personalized, or you made it feel like it was real, like you'd get a response out of me.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah, it definitely works. And I think, again, the breakdown makes it sound really simple. Obviously, behind the scenes, there's a lot of technicality that goes into like setting up the domain, setting up the inboxes, building the leads list accurately, getting it into the sending tool, putting the scripts in the sending tool, starting the warm up process. Like, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes. So, like, as a business owner, what's your experience been having like the system pretty much built for you and then having someone in place to run it? Like, how has that experience been where you don't necessarily have to go in, like you were telling me off camera, like you don't really use ListKit personally because you have someone on your team that's using it full time,
Yeah.
which is really like what ListKit was built for. Like I built ListKit with that in mind of like, hey, I don't want to spend
Well,
time building.
and and I was ready to hang up the phone because you and Christian were like, "Yo, we're doing a list kit testimonial," and I was like, "That's great, but I've literally never used your platform because you made it real plug and play." Like Owen is a beast. He kind of set everything up. We go through things together. We actually bought more domains because of the initial success, so then he handled everything there. Yeah, that it's pretty, like from my perspective, I didn't do any of the work. I don't like the warming up, all that stuff. I know there's like some finagling and haranguing to do, but as a business owner, like that was plug and play for me. So props to
Yeah,
you on that.
that's awesome, bro. And yeah, that's the intention with ListKit. We wanted to build a platform that's really simple and easy to use that you can just give to your team along with our training and support. Like we want to almost fully outsource this process for you by giving you the software, but also giving you the support you need to run the software the way it's supposed to be run. So we have like the one-on-one onboarding calls. We do the weekly coaching calls with all the specialists on our team. We have the Slack community. And so like as a business owner, you can essentially not just outsource the tool to get the job done, but also the training and the support needed for the person on your team that's going to be in charge of this entire system.
That's
So
sick.
as a business owner, I'd imagine, what are you mostly spending your time on now, Daavi? Is it the sales process, the offer? What does that look like?
I mean, building, right? So like creating SOPs, we got a couple big hires we got to make in the next couple months. Ad spend's going to go up. May add some more cold email domains. I'm in the sales process right now, but then also kind of doing the maker work to take the business to the next level. So my time's all over the place.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's nice that one of the most time intensive parts of running a business like lead gen and running a full blown cold email system can be essentially fully hands off with ListKit and with the right people and support in place. But anyways, bro, just to recap, I think it's amazing that not only are you seeing such great results with cold email, but also like you pointed out, like cold email is not supposed to work for coaching programs, right? It's not supposed to work for like a B2C coaching offer. And it's also not supposed to work targeting guys like surgeons and doctors, like these really high end professions. But obviously, again, just like the people that are saying cold email is dead and cold email is not going to work for these different use cases, we've proven them wrong. And I appreciate you volunteering just to come on here and share your experience with us.
My pleasure, dude. You got a good enough offer. You got to send it to the right people. And we have a lot of social proof. You guys helped us kind of connect the dots and everything. And I think as long as there are people out there in pain, you hit them with an email and they're going to buy your stuff. So, dude, you're the man. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Daavi. All right, catch you guys again on the next one. Peace.